Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 61 of the Fat Katz Podcast. Ward Sewell here, joined by co-host Big Dog Cam Taylor. As you can see, we're excited. Me and Cam have been on here for about 20 minutes discussing everything we're going to bring to you guys on this podcast. So don't want to spoil anything, but both Ward and Cam will be together this weekend. Cam, not sure why I'm talking about myself in third person. But the boys are going to be together this weekend on the golf course in Charlotte, 9:27 a.m. tee time within Charlotte city limits. Cannot remember the golf course's name, but we're playing for money. It's me and Cam versus, can't tell you who we're playing against because we're not giving away any hints. We don't want you guys to give any favors to the other team. But me and Cam are going to make some money today or tomorrow or Friday. Saturday. Cam, long intro. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. We're going to make money every day. We have jobs for a reason.
Yeah, we're really going to make money on Saturday, though.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see you. It feels like it's been forever since you've been to Charlotte. So excited about that. Excited about this episode. We've got a ton of stuff, so much that we had to take out some of our segments that we put in. So no question of the week this week, unfortunately. And then we're going to punt on Odd Man Out trivia as well. We're going to go over, we're going to go memory lane as usual. Full plate, empty stomachs back. Talk UFC 303 coming up on Saturday. A lot of top stories to cover. We have a new champion in the NHL. New champion in college baseball, unfortunately. Pet peeve of the week, we're back. And then, obviously, first favorite forgotten. Want to remind everybody.
Cam, guess what else is going to be back this weekend? The legendary chair picture of me and you.
Are we recreating the chair pics?
We're recreating the chair, that and with our bellies hanging out. We're recreating the chair pic. So, as authentic and as legendary as picture number one was that we took. I don't even remember when we took it. A long time ago, but still cold outside. Picture number two is going to be even better. So, Cam, I can't wait to see you, brother.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Want to remind everybody, if you're here, you know, but Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Fat Katz Podcast, be a friend, tell a friend, like, comment, subscribe, Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. Truly appreciate everybody listening. Had a high in views on the YouTube and Apple last week, Ward.
Let's go, dude. Where we at on YouTube? I didn't see.
We got up to 60 on YouTube, and we were about 42 on Apple.
Let's go, Fat Katz Nation.
Over 100. Only the third time in the show's history we've been over 100, so excited about that. But Ward, I'd like to start off every show with first favorite and forgotten. Episode goes with jersey number to an extent. So the first guy that wore 61, your favorite guy to wear 61, and somebody who's forgotten to wear 61 or associated with the number 61 for this episode.
And just letting everybody know there's not been a Super Bowl 61 yet, ladies and gentlemen. So you got to scratch that one off the list. But Cam, real quick before I get into this, we were talking about we had a lot of listeners. How many comments? Have we started getting comments on our Memory Lane segment yet? I saw Justin had a comment. Have any of your uncles been commenting or any? I've had a few from buddies at work, but has anybody?
It's now one of the top segments. We've gotten a lot of good feedback on Memory Lane, and also Odd Man Out trivia was a hit. So much so that me, Logan, or El Spring, Colby G, and Novak spent most of the night on Friday night playing Memory Lane.
That's awesome. Hey, bring the boys to the UFC fight this weekend, Cam. Bring all the Fat Katz Nation in Charlotte.
We need to get everybody to meet. Everybody wants to meet each other. We haven't found a time. This weekend it has to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fat Katz Nation of 704 area code. I'll be in Charlotte this weekend. So if anybody wants to hang out, I'm here. I'm there for a good time. So
there we go.
But anyway, Cam, first 61 that I thought of, good buddy of mine, Josh Kruger. Played high school football with this guy. He wore 61 in high school. Then he went on to Ithaca College. They're one of the biggest D3 colleges biggest D3 football colleges in the U.S. Wore 61 at Ithaca, was a tackle there. So Josh Kruger, first 61.
Love it. Shout out Josh Kruger, man. First guy that came to mind for me, Eddie Lacy. I know what you're saying, Cam. Eddie Lacy didn't wear 61. He's a 61st overall pick in the 2013 draft. Why do I know this? I wanted the Steelers to draft him. We ended up with Le'Veon Bell instead. Shows you how much of GM knowledge I have that I wanted Eddie Lacy over Le'Veon Bell. So, Eddie Lacy, going to be my first number 61 today.
Hey, Le'Veon Bell was pretty good when he wasn't complaining about money or when he was healthy. So, Cam, I think you guys made a good decision. But, Cam, favorite 61, another guy I played with in high school, Chaska Moon, first long snapper in the history of Wake Forest High School to play Division I football. And this guy was one of the best long snappers in the U.S., ranked on I can't remember what the long snapper rankings, but Dan something. He braided all the long snappers and kickers. Anyway, this guy went to Virginia Tech, was a long snapper there. So Chaska Moon, number 61.
Love it. My favorite is going to be Don Novak. Now, this is not the Novak that we talk about. This is his father, Ward.
Nice.
We call him the Don. If you ever get the chance, Sunday during football season, the Don throws down in the kitchen. But that's not why he's my favorite today. He wore 61 in high school and college. Already had the Pennsylvania high school state sack record.
Wow.
I think he might still have it, but he had it for years. And I'm pretty sure he had the career sack record at Westchester College. Or
How about that, dude?
In PA. 3-time national champ in college. So Don Novak getting my favorite for number 61 this week.
Don Novak, claps to you, my friend. That's quite the resume. And especially when you said he does it big in the kitchen. Cam, both me and you like to eat. So I don't know if Big Don can outdo us in the kitchen, but or he might be able to outcook us, but I don't know if he can out-eat us.
I don't know about the out-eating part, but he can outcook us for sure. He can throw down in the kitchen.
Well, anyway, Cam, moving forward, forgotten 61, Cam, is going to be Joey Sly. Everybody knows who Joey Sly is, former Washington Commanders kicker. If anybody knows, he's the most yoked kicker in college football. But anyway, Joey Sly set a franchise record on week 4 last year against the Eagles. He had a 61-yard field goal going into halftime to put us up 3 points against the Eagles. We were up 10-7 at that point. So, yeah, Joey Sly, forgotten 61.
There we go. Former Carolina Panther, too, if I remember.
Yeah, he was a former Carolina Panther.
My forgotten number 61 is going to be Rodney Hudson. Rodney Hudson played center in the NFL for 11 years, 12 years. He's consistently like a top 5 center in the NFL, a guy that I watched a lot when I was playing to kind of study him and try to do the things that he did. He's awesome in Kansas City. He was a 3-time Pro Bowler in Vegas, and then he ended his career in Arizona. So Rodney Hudson, one of the best centers of our lifetime, is going to be my forgotten number 61. Played with Pouncey, played in the same area as Pouncey and all these guys. He gets overlooked a lot. He was one of the best centers in the NFL for 7 or 8 years. So
wow. Cam, I will say too, that link just sent me that you or just loaded that you sent me. That's a beautiful place, by the way. Cam, if any real estate agents that are listening to the Fat Katz podcast, I would hit Cam up right now because he is in the market to buy a new crib. So anybody wants to make a little commission, hit up the big dog Cam.
Yeah, we're looking. Hopefully this podcast money starts rolling in soon. I'll be able to start looking at some better places. But that was first favorite forgotten. Let us know. I know 61's a tough one. But I know a lot of listeners are like, sports nerds that listen to the show. Let us know if we missed anybody.
Yeah, please.
Full plate empty stomach is back. Ward, we brought this back last week. If you're new, this is taking the place of game balls until football season starts back. So full plate empty stomach was one of our OG segments.
Yep.
Full plate, somebody who had a good week in sports. Empty stomach, somebody who had a bad week in sports. So Ward, go ahead and start us off with your full plate. Big dog.
Awesome. And Cam, let's go ahead and cover this while I go into it. My full plate this week is going to be Connor McDavid. Anybody knows who Connor McDavid is? Cam, I know I mentioned it to you last week on the Fat Katz Podcast, episode 60. Go listen to it, by the way. But anyway, Connor McDavid won. He's the only person in the history of hockey to do this. His team lost Game 7, but he won the Finals MVP. Or I don't know how they call it. The Finals MVP. Which, and I'll tell you guys a little story behind this. I fell asleep in the 3rd period last night. Unfortunately, Florida was up 2-1. I woke up at about 2:30 a.m. I really had to piss, drink a lot of water before bed. And anyway, I'm half asleep. I check my phone, and all I see is breaking, the Sports Center notification, breaking. Connor McDavid wins the Finals MVP. And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Because I bet money on Florida. I'm like, if I lost sports betting again, I'm done. I'm done. I got pissed off, couldn't fall back asleep, didn't want to look at my phone. Anyway, finally fell back asleep. Alarm came off or woke me up this morning. Then I saw Florida won. I was like, okay, thank God. But yeah, so never judge a book by its cover, ladies and gentlemen. Always read after or past the table of contents into chapter 1. But Florida Panthers, Cam, are your 2024 NHL Stanley Cup champions. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, anytime a series starts 3-0 and then you make it to a game 7, it's a good series. So,
and it was electric in that arena too, dude. You know, me and you went to that Canes game. It was 10 times more electric than the one we went to.
Yeah, and I got to watch the third period. Super high-paced hockey, no goals scored, but the goalie for Florida had some hero saves. He had some saves that you looked at and you went, how in the world did that not go into the net? So shout out to the Florida Panthers. So I saw a picture and I'll post it. The best player, I think, on the Florida Panthers and Jason Tatum grew up together and went to the same
Matthew Tkachuk. I can't pronounce his last name. But yeah, isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah, so 2 guys from St. Louis, both won championships within a couple weeks of each other. So
and
fun series.
They're both arguably the top of their sport.
There you go. And Connor McDavid pulling like LeBron. Like, remember when Iggy won the Finals MVP for the Warriors? People were like, I know he lost, but LeBron should win this final.
Oh, yeah. No, this Connor McDavid guy, man, I'm telling you, he's like apparently, I don't watch hockey as much. Any of our hockey people that are listeners, please quote me. What I've heard is Connor McDavid is like the LeBron James of hockey. Like, this guy is a freaking stud. So
I was talking to Novak about him, and he said, imagine Aaron Rodgers if Aaron Rodgers had never won a championship. So
wow.
I mean, one of the most talented quarterbacks of all time. So but yeah, shout out to the Florida Panthers on winning Stanley Cup. I saw Connor James told me this, and I couldn't believe it. It's been the last time a team in Canada won a Stanley Cup was 1993.
Really?
How crazy is that?
I know they have the Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers, Toronto Maple Leafs. No, I'm forgetting some.
Montreal Canadiens.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That is very interesting, because I know the last time Edmonton went in 2006 was when the Carolina Hurricanes beat them.
Yep.
In Game 7 in Raleigh.
There you go. My full plate award is going to be Memphis football. Last week, they got their highest rated commit in program history. It's a 4-star quarterback.
Nice.
And then 2 days later, they beat that and got a higher rated recruit who's a 4-star tackle. So Memphis football, maybe the best uniforms in college football. They're starting to get a lot of this money from Penny and the basketball program, and they're starting to put it to good use. So shout out to Memphis football. Also, awesome. The best pulled pork, barbecue pulled pork nachos in college football. Self-proclaimed.
Awesome. Cam, real quick, we'll get into this later. My other full plate is Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whitaker. Obviously, this guy's on the come up, coming off 2 big wins. He just beat Paulo Costa, and he also just beat I don't know if anybody saw this on Saturday. The UFC does not go on ABC very often, and they put on quite the show. Robert Whitaker knocked out an up-and-coming Russian with one of the dirtiest and meanest right uppercuts that I've ever seen, and had this guy on skates, man. So Robert Whitaker's back, brother. I don't know what it's going to, maybe him and Sean Strickland, #1 contender fight, but who knows. But Robert Whitaker, you also get Fat Katz game ball / full hat from us this week.
There you go. Empty stomach, Memphis basketball. I kind of alluded to it. Penny Hardaway is the coach for Memphis basketball. He had a quote that was like, once I leave, I could see Memphis basketball like going in the dumps. Penny Hardaway has won 1 tournament game in his entire tenure as the Memphis basketball coach. Penny Hardaway is 7th.
How many basketball games?
He's won 1 tournament game.
Oh, 1 tournament game. Okay.
Yeah. But he's 7th out of the 14 eligible coaches in win percentage as Memphis head coach. He has a worse winning percentage than Tubby Smith, who they fired and ran out of town to bring him in. So a lot of like FedEx is like the big NIL donor for Memphis athletics. There's a lot of FedEx money starting to go to the football program instead of the basketball program.
Interesting.
Penny is kind of ruining this basketball program.
Memphis is in, remind me, what basketball conference or what? Are they in the Big East for basketball?
No, they are in the
I know they're in the American for football. Like I didn't know if they were for basketball or not or two.
Yeah, they are.
Interesting. Well, cool, Cam. Yeah, interesting to think about. And my empty stomach this week, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Palestine protesters at the golf tournament. I'm not sure if anybody was watching the Travelers Golf Tournament on Sunday. Scotty Scheffler is lining up on hole number 18 to win his fifth major in the first half, or not his fifth major, his fifth golf tournament in the first half of the year, break history, and extend his lead in the FedEx tournament. And anyway, Cam, there's about 6 Palestine protesters that run on the green and start going crazy. They had paint and shit throwing it everywhere, and our law enforcement was there to shut it down very quickly, but it put a big pause on the golf tournament. And then Tom Kim, by the way, hit a great putt after all that with paint everywhere on the course. And and then they went into a playoff, and guess what hole they played on? The same hole that the Palestine protesters damaged. So good job for the golf course crew for getting it cleaned up very quickly. And my first thought came, I'm glad it was nothing like, nothing bad in the protest stuff, like in the paint, because those got the golf course guys was out there with leaf blowers, just blowing it everywhere. So if it could have been bad, man, there was a lot of fans there around that 18th green. But yeah, man, we ended up still being a very interesting finish. And Cam, we're already here. You got anything else you want to add in regards to the Travelers Golf Tournament?
No, if you haven't seen the video, it's a cool watch. Like the people that responded were quick. Like
they were quick, man. And Scotty Scheffler saw all those cops running at him. He started looking around.
Yeah, he started getting PTSD.
But it ain't me.
Yeah.
But no, man, and Scotty was laughing at him too. And one thing cool about Scotty obviously he's my favorite golfer now. He's American. He's been arrested, which is kind of cool story. And him and Tom Kim, the guy, I believe his name's Tom Kim, the guy that he went into the playoff with, they're buddies, like good buddies. And anyway, on that 18th green, when Scotty missed that putt, he's giving Tom Kim the line. He's telling him what line to putt for, which is kind of cool. And then Cam, another thing, the third guy that was with him, Akshay Bhatia, is the one guy from Wake Forest, the 19 or 20-year-old from Wake Forest. So he had a hell of a tournament as well, made himself a lot of money. But you gotta love. There is nothing better, or there's a few things better. Not much better than Sunday golf, and especially Sunday like tournament golf, like sudden death playoff golf. Can't beat that.
Yeah, the golf world has produced the past 2 tournaments as well.
Yes, it has.
But yeah, as we move on, new segment we just started a few weeks ago. It's called Going Down Memory Lane. The purpose of this is to bring up old players, have memories start popping in our heads. But it's also a competition between me and Ward. Ward, if you haven't been paying attention, has been kicking my tail at this game.
Somehow.
He has 22 points. I have 16. The way we structure it, you start off broad with your hints and get more specific as you go down. First hint's worth 10 points. Second's 9, 8, all the way down to 1. Most points win. So Ward, again, since we started this, you're in the driver's seat. Do you want to guess first, or do you want to give me the hints first?
Did I guess first last week, or give you the hints first last week?
You gave
I gave you the hints first. All right, I'll guess first. We'll switch it up.
Okay, cool.
Cam said he gave me a hard one this week too, ladies and gentlemen. So it's just a matter of time before I fall apart. And I hope it's, knock on wood, hope it's not this week.
Yeah. So for 10 points, Ward, this guy was a 3-time Pro Bowler and a 2-time All-Pro.
Darrell Revis.
No. For 9 points, this guy was a 2nd-round draft pick in 2016.
Josh Norman.
No. For 8 points, this guy's currently an NFL free agent.
I don't know why I'm thinking DB. Todd Gurley.
Nah, that was a good guess though. In 2019, this guy won the AP Offensive Player of the Year.
Oh man, that was a good hint. Offensive Player of the Year, 2019. Michael Thomas.
That's who it is. Dude,
Let's
you're
go,
killing it,
dude.
man.
Let's go. I had to think for a second. Let's go, man.
That's 7 points for Big Wade, dude. You keep saying you're going to fall off. I don't think it's going to happen.
Dude, how about that? That one was a good one. Cam, that one was not harder than Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Well, I thought the hints would be harder.
All time, first team or offensive player of the year in 2019.
I thought he'd been so bad the past few years. I thought that you'd just kind of forgotten that he existed. All right.
Oh no, that was the first year I ever played fantasy. I was set on taking him first, and obviously he sucked for me. But cool. Well, Cam, I'll go next. This guy, you should get this guy. After like I said, after hint number 5, I think you'll have this guy set. All right, number 1. This guy was born in Memphis, Tennessee.
Born in Memphis, Tennessee. Let's go with we'll go Darrell Revis. You said it. Also,
Not Darrell Revis. Close though. All right, Cam. Hint number 2. I don't know if this is going to broaden it up at all, but this guy appeared. He's not a WWE fighter, but he appeared in 2017 WWE SummerSlam in a tag team match.
That's 2017 tag team match. Let's go. Let's go Shaq. Shaq was in the WWE for a while.
All right, this is really going to narrow it down. This guy has 2 of the most iconic UFC knockouts of all time.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so I was in the completely wrong sport.
If you go and watch UFC videos from knockouts, if you look up greatest knockouts of all time, this guy guaranteed to have 2, maybe 3.
Okay. I'm thinking of like the most iconic. Is it George Masvidal?
Not Georgie. Hint number 4. This guy is a former UFC champ, a former Pride champ, and a former Bellator champ.
Okay. I'm thinking here. Wow. I'm so bad at this right now. First name that comes to mind when you name all those organizations is Rampage Jackson.
Boom.
Okay, cool.
There you go. There you go. Boom. My next hint was he's black. And that's what I thought would give it away. And then after that, most iconic nickname ever.
Okay. How many points did I get there?
1, 2, 3, 4. You got 6.
Okay, cool.
Good work, Cam.
Hey, I'm closing it. Not really closing it.
And then on number 8, I had Fault John Jones.
Well, there's only like 26 guys who have done it, so I would have had a 1 in 26 chance there.
That was a good one. But I figured the knockouts would give it away.
Yeah, now that I think about it, he did. But I don't know why I was thinking.
And those knockouts were he was the first one to knock out not Chael Sonnen. He was one. I know Chuck Liddell's been knocked out a few times, but he really knocked out Chuck Liddell bad. That was one. And then the guy in Pride, he picked him up. The guy in Pride had him in an armbar. He picked him up and slammed him on his head. And that's the worst knockout I've ever seen. But yeah.
I didn't know that he was in WWE ever.
Yep. SummerSlam, look it up. I didn't know that either. I looked up interesting facts about Rampage Jackson.
Sweet. So Ward at 27 points. I'm at 22. I'm gonna have to get going harder on you, man. Like no Diddy. But
the one today was easy, Cam. Not easy, but it was a good one. But you talk about how hard it was gonna be. Michael Kidd Gilchrist was a lot harder than Michael Thomas.
Okay, noted. I'll keep that.
I like football players. I like skill guys.
Okay.
Defensive linemen aren't bad, but you start going into the hogs and the offensive lineman camp. I'm gonna be thrown for a whirlwind. I can tell you that. So,
I don't want to make it to where you don't get it though either. Like that's not good podcasting. Is watching you look up at the ceiling and think. So we'll get it lined out. I'm 5 points behind now. I'm gonna make a run here before long.
That's what I like to hear. Are you only 5 points behind me? That's not.
Yeah,
bad.
You've got 27. I've got 22.
Oh wow.
UFC 303 Ward.
UFC 303 is coming up this weekend, Cam, and me and you will be together for it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we'll do is I will run through each fight. We'll give our prediction and who we think is going to win. Cool with you?
Sounds like a winner.
Awesome. Well, Cam, title fight for the UFC light heavyweight championship. Alex Poatan Pereira versus Yuri Prohaska, number 2. They just fought at UFC 300. Or not UFC 300, like UFC 297. And now they're fighting again at UFC 303. Cam, give me who you think's going to win, how this fight's going to go, and why you think this person is going to win.
Yeah, Alex Pereira is going to win this fight, probably by knockout.
Yeah.
He's just on an incredible run right now. And he is, like, we talked about how huge he was for 185. He still looks huge in 205.
Yeah.
Yuri's got that weird style, but I think Alex Pereira has the better stand-up, and he's got what many call the equalizer in his left hook.
A left hook from hell.
I'm going Poatan, and probably I'm going to go knockout within the first 4 rounds.
First 4 rounds. Well, I mean, it's only a 5-round fight, Cam. So you got
the first 80% of the fight, he's going to get a knockout. We'll say that.
I am also going to take Alex Poatan Pereira. Alex Pereira reminds me of my UFC fighter that I created in the UFC video game that knocks out everybody and doesn't lose. So if he does lose, you quit real quick and then, restart and fight again. But anyway, Alex Pereira has, what they say, the right hook will put you in the hospital. The left hook will put you in the graveyard. So I think the left hook's going to put Yuri in the graveyard, Cam. I'm calling it round 2. Not round 1 like last time. But anyway, Cam, co-main, Brian T-City Ortega versus Diego Lopez. What are you thinking?
Yeah, so I get caught up a lot when it comes to UFC of cheering for guys I grew up watching. I grew up watching T-City for a long time. He's older. He's lost a few fights here towards the back end of the career. I'm going to go Diego Lopez because I always try to get off the train before it bites me in the butt. So Diego Lopez is going to win.
Yeah, I just watched Diego Lopez fight a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember. I think he was on like the UFC 300 co-main, or not co-main, the undercard. But anyway, Cam, I'm riding T-City, man. T-City's lost 3 times. He lost to 2 of the arguably best 145s ever in Max Holloway and to Volk. I can't remember. He just lost to somebody else. I can't remember who the third guy was. Do you know who it is, Cam, or not? Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going with T-City. I think T-City gets back on track, and I do think his experience will take the wrath over Diego Lopez.
Okay.
All right, Cam. Next, Anthony Lionheart-Smith, Roman Dilladunzi.
I'm going to Anthony Lionheart-Smith. I've never heard of this other guy.
Me too, Lionheart. All right, Cam. Fight number 4. Both these girls are like 6-2. I don't know why the hell this is on the main card. But anyway, Cam, Myra Silva versus Macy Chiasson.
Yeah, toss up, man. This is old-fashioned coin toss for your boy, man.
Yeah.
We'll go Myra Silva because her name looks easier to pronounce.
I'll say Macy Chiasson. It sounds more American. So anyway, Cam, moving forward, the opening fight on this card, Ian Gary versus Michael Venom Page. Who you got? Why? What are you thinking?
Yeah, so if you remember, MVP started out with Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
And we both said Kevin Holland's going to show him what the UFC is about. Kevin Holland's going to, he's going to outclass him. MVP is going to win this fight, man. I'm not betting against MVP after watching him absolutely dismantle Kevin Holland. Ian Gary, one of the most easily hateable guys in the UFC. MVP's got to win this.
Yeah. I'm right with you, Cam. I'm also pulling for Michael Venom Page after he came out and did what he did to Kevin Holland and just completely embarrassed him, outclassed him. He beat Kevin Holland at his own style. And I'm not a big Ian Gary fan. MVP is American. And Cam, I am showing you who I'm pulling for in the previous fight. Macy Chiasson. She has a very similar haircut to me, and she is American. She has an American flag down there. So if anybody can see my screen, any of the listeners watching, Macy Chiasson. So anyway, Cam, I'm also taking Michael Venom Page. So we got a little bit of a different, card this week, Cam. We're going to post a graphic and see who Fat Katz Nation's riding with and why. What you thinking?
There we go. Yeah, we'll cook it up. But we talked about it. This card, there's 2 fights that move me.
Me too.
When Connor steps up, that's the problem with how they book Connor. They book Connor and they give him not a great card because Connor's going to sell tickets no matter what.
Yeah.
But when Connor doesn't show up, then you don't have a good card.
Yep.
So this might be let's call it spade a spade. This is probably going to be a Stream East kind of card.
Yeah, this will 100% be a Stream East. I don't know. We have all the boys together. We'll probably buy it. But anyway, Cam, next segment I wanted to get into. We were talking about this before the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, me and Cam are both big college football fans. And with college football, we're both young guys, 24 years old, and we like to also watch or play the college football video game. And anyway, NCAA football is coming out in July. And anyway, today, NCAA football announced the toughest stadiums to play in the video game. I unfortunately ruined the surprise for Cam, and I told him one. So according to NCAA football, Kyle Field, the 12th man, Texas A&M University, is the loudest stadium and hardest stadium to play in college football. Cam, I want you to guess number 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I'm going to tell you if you're right.
Okay, so when you told me it was A&M, I was surprised.
Yes.
I thought LSU should be number 1. So with that being said, I'll guess LSU is number 2.
No.
Okay. Are they
Alabama is number 2.
Alabama is number 2?
Alabama's number 2. LSU
Wow.
is 3.
Alabama, I've always heard, is like going to a cocktail party. Like,
hey, I've been to Alabama, man. Bryant Denny, it was only like halfway full because they were playing Western, but it was fun.
Okay, so Alabama, LSU. Penn State's got to be somewhere in here in 4 or 5. Like, are you kidding me? Penn State's not in there?
Number 6.
Wow. Okay. That's so odd to me. Is Virginia Tech in here with Inner Sandman?
Virginia Tech's not even top 15.
Okay, well, you're going to have to read it to me. Apparently,
Ohio State is 4, Georgia is 5, Penn State is 6. All right, Cam, I'm going to name schools, and I want you to tell me if they're on here.
Okay.
NC State.
No way.
Nope.
Okay.
Boise State.
That's a weird name to throw out there. I don't think they should be.
They are on here. Okay, I'm going to throw another state out there. Mississippi State. Are they on the top 25 list?
They will be because of the cowbells.
They are. Utah.
Ooh, Utah. No, there's no way. I mean, I get it, but there's no way they're on there.
They are on here. There's some interesting teams on here, Cam. Kentucky Wildcats did not make the cut. Louisville made it, though. Louisville's number 13.
Look.
I'm kidding.
Louisville didn't fill a stadium for the past 4 seasons where they can't be on there.
But guess who's ranked above Tennessee?
Who?
Clemson.
Clemson,
Oregon, Florida State, and Oklahoma are ranked above Neyland Stadium. And I will say, ladies and gentlemen, I've been to Neyland Stadium. If you want to see the craziest crowd reaction of all time, they freaking they threw the field goal in the river when they beat Alabama 2 years ago. So yeah, I think that's ridiculous. But South Carolina also made it, which is very interesting.
Okay, I can see South Carolina for sure. I've been there a few times.
Michigan also is not even in the top half. Michigan's stadium holds the most people in college football. But I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, I will release the full list. I'll send this link to Cam from the New York Times, so you know we're fact checked, and give us your thoughts on it. Yeah, and I don't know, Cam. I thought that'd be an interesting segment for any of our listeners that like college football, which is most.
For sure, that caught me by surprise. Like I've always heard, like. I can't believe Ole Miss wasn't on there. I've heard the Grove is like one of the best places in college football. So,
I think they were on there actually. I can't remember.
Okay,
25 teams. I can't believe State wasn't on there, man. State sells out every game. But
dude, you got me with Louisville, man. I was about to but Ward, speaking of Tennessee, let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. I'm not going to talk about it too much.
The Tennessee Volunteers win their first college football or college baseball World Series.
Yeah.
Even Peyton Manning was there.
Yeah, first time since the 90s that they've won anything.
Wow.
You know how I feel about Tennessee, man. They're cheating, they're liars, they're scumbags, and their women chew tobacco. So congrats on finally winning something.
Hey, if you want a woman that chews tobacco, you go to Tennessee. If you want a woman that chews Zins, you go to Kentucky.
There you go.
Come on. I don't know which one's classier, but
yeah, I'm not talking about it. So if you want to say anything about the Tennessee Volunteers.
I don't really care too much. Good for Tennessee. I wish it was an ACC school, but great game though. I will say it's a good game. I was watching WWE Monday Night Raw. the hockey or the hockey Stanley Cup and the college baseball national championship. I was flipping in between.
So are you like all in on WWE now? Like this is the second week in a row.
Dude, I'm on WWE TikTok, so I try to be. I just follow all the guys on TikTok. I like watching everything. CM Punk's back.
I didn't know that.
CM Punk's got beat up by some English guy, some new up-and-coming English guy. I don't know any of the big guys' names anymore. The big guys' names, but
Ward, the Lakers did hire JJ Redick like the day after we got off the podcast.
Yeah.
Something that has been reported for weeks, and then the kind of Danny Hurley thing happened, and go back to LeBron's podcasting running mate. He had an introductory press conference yesterday. He dropped an F-bomb in his first press conference.
No, he did not.
So how do you feel about JJ Redick? And I mean, this is obviously the most Lakers genie bus hire.
Oh, yeah. I will say, though, in the Lakers' defense, JJ Redick is extremely smart. You ever watch this guy break down film and break down basketball? The guy knows basketball. Not only that, he did not only go to Duke, but he graduated from Duke. It's not like he was a one-year wonder. He went and graduated from one of the most prestigious universities in the United States, education-wise. I'm not talking about sports. But, yeah, JJ Redick's not an idiot, but at the same time, this guy has no coaching experience, and he's now coaching the biggest team in the NBA. I think if you look at it where, say, me and you invited somebody on our podcast, Cam, say we have LeBron on our podcast, what's the chances we get a head coaching job? You know, we talk basketball. But anyway, good for them. I mean, we'll see if he does anything. Who knows? We'll see if they keep LeBron. That's the question.
Yeah, I think this solidifies that they keep LeBron, to be honest with you.
You think?
I mean, this is his boy. This is his guy. So I would imagine. Yeah. JJ did bring up some good points in his introductory presser. Like he said, you know, listen, I played for Coach K. Like Coach K is one of my biggest mentors. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time. He said, I played in the NBA for 15 years.
No.
I've played this game. I got to sit and watch and broadcast and call games and see adjustments and see every situation there is possible. And he also said the past 3 years I've been interviewing players in the NBA. Like I know a lot of stuff about this league, and I can see it, man. Like I could see him being successful. He's got the wit. Like he's very obviously smart enough to do the job. I think the relationship, the rotations, those are like kind of the adjustments you make. Those are things that he hasn't really been able to do yet. So we'll see how that goes. Yep. But they just had a coach in Darvin Ham who didn't do any of that. Darvin Ham didn't take his hands out of his pockets.
No, he didn't.
30 seconds a game. So couldn't get much worse than Darvin Ham.
No, we'll see what happens. Who knows?
Ward, the Chicago Bulls traded Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey from the OKC Thunder. How are you? Do you have any, strong takes on this trade?
Not really. Cam, you know basketball more than me. You give your opinion.
Yeah, Josh Giddey's been awful. Last year he was terrible. He's a 6'8" guard, Ward.
Oh.
He can't really dribble that well. He can't finish, he can't shoot, and he can't defend.
So, you kind of need some of that to play basketball, Cam.
Yeah. He's only 21 years old. Like, he was a high draft pick by the Thunder, but he thrives with the ball in his hand. He's going to Chicago. Chicago's in a weird spot where it's like, do we go all in, try to make a playoff push? Do we rebuild? Alex Caruso for OKC is going to be an awesome fit. Like, they're going to be one of the better teams in the NBA. But, like, there was a time where the Bulls were asking for, like, a young player and draft picks for Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
And now they just get Josh Giddey back, who was, again, awful last year. Like,
yeah, I think it works out. I think it works out for both teams because the Thunder needed a veteran. They needed some older people on their team. They're such a young team. They're the youngest team in the NBA. So that's good for the Thunder. And then also for the Bulls, man, the Bulls need some new blood. I think if this guy gets into a new program, they're able to change him around, see what they can do with him. But I don't know. Just look at it from that point of view.
Yeah, it's very it kind of reminds me of the Jordan Poole trade. Now, he didn't perform as well as Jordan Poole, but, like, you just kind of had to get – like, he's been a distraction for the past year.
Yeah.
Look up Josh Giddey. You'll figure out why he's been a distraction for the past. But, Ward, real quick, Scotty Barnes, I guess, re-up for $270 million.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes got re-signed today for $270 million. It's a max extension. I didn't know Scotty Barnes was that good, but it shows how much money basketball players make.
Congrats. Cavs hire a Warriors assistant to be their next head coach.
Yep.
We've got the NBA draft tomorrow, Ward. you have any prospects you like?
I know last year the prospect that I liked I said he was a bust, Wemby, which haven't gone back on my statement, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. But no, I don't. I don't know if I don't think any state guys are going to get drafted. I tell you who I like is the guy from Tennessee and also the guy from Kentucky.
I wonder why.
I like those guys. They're pretty good.
What about the guy from UConn? What about Donovan Clingan?
He's projected to go like top 6.
There's buzz that he might go number 1 now to Atlanta.
No.
Yeah, for sure. Like legit. Russillo said it on the Bill Simmons podcast.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
I've decided, Ward, that wherever Reed Shepherd goes,
That's your team?
That's going
over Rob Dillingham?
I love Rob. And I like best case for me is Reed slips to 4, San Antonio picks him up, and then Rob slips to 8, San Antonio picks him up. So
wow.
We'll see. I don't think it'll go that way. It doesn't look like Reed's going to make it past 3.
Is that kid that's the foreign guy? Is he that good? The guy that's projected to go 1?
Sar?
Yeah.
I haven't watched him. I couldn't tell you. I do know that his brother played at Kentucky. Olivier Sarr played at Kentucky and Wake Forest.
Interesting. I know there's no recruit. Wemby was the biggest recruit. You see the difference in how hyped up last year's draft was compared to this year's draft. I mean, me and you did a mock draft last year, Cam. I couldn't tell you 3 first and last names in the top 5 picks.
This draft class is like presented as like the worst draft class in NBA history.
Would Brandon Miller go number 1 in this year's draft class, you think, or not?
100%, yeah.
You think?
Yes. I saw a report that said having the first overall pick this year is like drafting Tobias Harris.
Who has the number 1 overall pick, by the way?
The Hawks.
The Hawks, that's right.
Yeah. So
somehow the Hornets don't get it. We suck every year, and we still are like number 5. But
Hornets are 6. They fell all the way to 6.
It's so rigged, man. This is bullshit.
But I'm hoping Reed goes to Charlotte, and I can just be a Charlotte Hornets fan.
I know.
But this is the last group. When you're talking about development and worst class and all that stuff, this is the worst or the last group of kids that kind of got affected by COVID, like truly, like stunning their development. So the next few classes are going to start getting better and better and better. Yeah. Ward, have you seen the Jordan stuff that came out the past week?
Mm-mm.
So a guy from Yahoo Sports did a study. We've had some film come out from like real untouched tape come out from the Jordan years. And this guy started to question the 1988-89 Defensive Player of the Year that Jordan won. And he went and did some research. He watched 6 games, Ward. When you watch the game, Jordan should have been credited 12 steals. When you look at the stat sheet, he had like 28 or 29.
No, really?
So when you look at the box scores, he's getting 80% more steals and blocks in home games in Chicago than on the road. So they're saying like the home stat keepers boosting his stats. There was a game, Ward, where Michael Jordan had more steals on his stat line than the other team had turnovers.
Wow.
He had 7 steals. The other team had 6 turnovers. How does that happen?
Not good, Cam. Not good.
So, I mean, and this is also bringing into question, like, John Stockton. Like, the Utah Jazz guys have always had some things said about them, like giving Stockton more assists than he deserved.
LeBron James doesn't pad his stats, I can tell you that.
Well, I mean, LeBron's been chasing a ghost since he was drafted anyway. This just adds to that. But is it 100% true? Maybe not. Well, I mean, you'd have to go back and watch every game to figure it out. But interesting story.
Interesting take, though, Cam. I didn't know that. I'm glad you brought that to the table.
Yeah, the more stuff that comes out about Jordan's those 90s years, the more it looks like, it may have been a little bit fabricated.
Yeah.
I saw a video, Ward, of Babe Ruth, a colorized video of Babe Ruth signing a contract a few days ago.
Really?
Can we not find
this 1 year, $5,000?
Yeah, it was like I think it was 10 years, $50,000 or
That's
something.
Insane. Back then, that's a lot of money, though.
But I can see Babe Ruth signing a contract. Can somebody find this video of Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points?
Yeah.
I just want to watch it. But I digress. Yeah. Everybody knows my stance on the Wilt 100-point game.
No.
Ward.
Interesting take, though, Cam.
Pet peeve of the week. Lay it on me.
Pet peeve of the week, Cam, is going to be men that carry around Stanley Cups. You know Stanley Cups, those big wannabe Yetis with the handle on them? Dude, there's like 3 or 4 dudes at my gym, man, that walk around proud with their Stanley Cups. And I'm like, huh, I'm not going to say what I want to say on air. But Cam, it's just interesting to think, man, a guy they're girl cups, brother, That's like a Louisville / Chapel Hill fan. That's something they do. Get a real cup, get a blender bottle or something cool, not a Stanley Cup. So men that use Stanley Cups, and I will fully admit, my girlfriend has a Stanley Cup. We'll be in the truck riding around. I'll take a big old gulp of water every so often, but I'm not going to sit there and carry around a Stanley Cup and go to Walmart or go to, the Lowe's or go out to eat. It's just, there's levels, Cam, and that's just a line you don't cross. So
I get it. Ward, what's your stance on this bad boy right here? Like, this is my house.
Oh, those Yeti cups are cool.
Yeti with the handle.
Yeah, the Yetis are fine, but it's authentic, Cam. Okay. It's not the stand. It is known that women use Stanley Cups. If you look up the statistics between men and women Stanley Cup users, they only market to women. You don't see Stanley Cup commercials on ESPN. Yeah. But you go to E News or whatever with all the celebrity news, Stanley Cup commercials left and right, because you got to look at the demographics of the audience that they're portraying and trying to get now.
Yeah, that's their demographic for sure.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know. I didn't
know.
No,
that's
the handle.
Yetis are fine, brother.
Okay. I didn't know if it was the handle or the brand. So I just wanted to make sure that me and you were on the same page.
Yeah. Do you have a straw in yours?
No, absolutely.
Okay, there you go. Boom. Stanley Cups have built-in straws.
Yeah, I don't even put a lid on this one, to be honest with you.
There you go.
My pet peeve of the week is 7-on-7 football. I may have said this on here before. 7-on-7 football drives me nuts. Like, you see all these clips and stuff. It's fake football. Like, it's not real. Like, I watch 7-on-7 clips, and I look at those defenses. They've got linebackers dropping 11 yards on curl flats. Like, what are we doing? Like, come on. Every time I watch a 7-on-7 clip, it just makes me think, like, I want to run power. I want to run counter until these guys stop it. So 7-on-7 football drives me nuts.
I watched a video in 7-on-7 the other day of, Cam, you probably saw this. This guy, high school kid, mossed another high school kid in the end zone and then tapped him on the head, and he starts running away. And this DB gets pissed, man, runs behind him, hits him, and knocks the guy out cold. Like, this guy was asleep on the ground.
Yeah,
and which is crazy. But yeah, 7-on-7 kids get a little cocky. Hey, I played 7-on-7. I wore my Cam Newton 7-on-7 championship shirt today to the gym, Cam. I still wear it loud and proud, 2016. But anyway, damn, the boys are getting old, man. But yeah, so 7-on-7, intramural sports, 7-on-7. Fun time.
Intramural's different though. Like
it is.
You don't have an outlet anymore to play 11-on-11 full speed football.
I think 7-on-7 gets a little ridiculous when guys wear compression shorts and they wear like do-rag or like the do-rag looking things. You know what I'm talking about?
The protective, like the new protective ones?
Yeah, but they're not for protection. It's all for style.
Yeah.
Those things.
Can I have another pet peeve of the week now that you say that?
There you go.
These baseball players that wear the arm thing and the shin thing and have the sliding mitt in the back of their pants, it drives me nuts.
And guess what they do when the ball comes towards them? They're hitting, the ball comes towards them, they jump out of the way every time.
Well, not even that. It bothers me that when these guys get on base, you have to take a timeout to undo your shin guard, undo your elbow guard, take your sliding mitt out, put it on, take your gloves off. New rule, if I was the commissioner of baseball, whatever you wear in the batter's box, you have to wear around the bases.
I like it, Cam.
Whatever you don't have on in the batter's box, you can't put on. So if you want these sliding mitts, you better learn how to swing a bat with a daggum sliding mitt on.
Hey, Fat Katz Podcast opinion. Those baseball players that wear all that crap and have to take it all off, they also like Stanley Cups, Cam.
Yeah, they're all sissies, man. But anyways, that was episode 61 of the Fat Katz Podcast. I want to remind everybody one more time, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Be a friend, tell a friend, leave a like if you liked it. Don't leave a dislike if you didn't like it. Comment and tell us why you didn't like it. Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. Ward, pleasure as always.
Cam, always a pleasure, brother. I cannot wait to see you this weekend. I will let you know. I'm not sure if I'm going to fly into Charlotte or if I'm going to just fly into Raleigh and drive yet. So I will let you know. But Fat Katz Nation, the boys love you. Thank you guys for all the support. And hey, check out our merch too. We haven't had any t-shirt orders in a while. So come get a Fat Katz t-shirt. And Cam, we need to figure out what we're wearing golfing this weekend. I vote we both wear Fat Katz hats, and we need to figure out a polo. So
okay, are we matching? Is that what we're doing? Are
Fat Katz hats, man.
Color coordinate or what?
Just Fat Katz hats.
Okay,
and we'll kind of color coordinate. We'll figure it out.
All right,
brother. I'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Kim, I'll get this uploaded as soon as I can. I'll text you when it's live.
All right.